Hello, welcome to the King Joe Show, where we bring the hottest takes, latest sports stories, and all the drama in between. I am your host, King David Jordan. Today we're diving into major headline shaking up the WNBA world. Sheila Johnson, co-founder of BET and a pioneer in women's basketball, also the co-owner of the Washington Mystics, in a league of her own in a big way. African-American, Black American, Sheila Johnson, those shots at Caitlin Clark. Now listen, the liberal media was so happy, but we tried to tell you what was going to happen. Stay tuned right here. It's going on right now on the King Joe Show. Let's go.
Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept you're like a focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Short Sport by King David Jordan.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing? I'm your host, King David Jordan. Welcome to the King Joe Sports Show. We want to welcome you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Man, it's going to be an amazing show for you today. Hope you guys are ready to enter into incredible banner. I am King David Jordan. And if you don't mind, do me a favor, if you have not, please, if you don't find it amiss to hit the like and subscribe button. The like and subscribe button. Man, thank you so very much for your time. Thank you to everybody that's already there. Man, we got a lot to talk about. And I gotta get used to like my new setup and the new screen and everything that we got going on. Really gotta get used to all this. It's really crazy. Shout out to my brother Jonathan that's sitting in the back. That's back here chilling with me. Man, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cracking. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let's go ahead and get into it. And listen, if you got anything you want to share, please don't hesitate to hit the comment section and all super chat comments. It don't matter what you say, we'll get read on the show. But we will put some of your comments. Thank you so much for your time again. Let's go ahead and get into it. So here's the setup. Sheila Johnson, one of the most influential voices in women's sports, billionaire, co-founder of BET, and we're going to get a little bit more into who she is later, was on CNN and recently spoke about the challenges facing the WNBA. She was specifically reacting to Caitlin Clark's feature in the Time magazine. Now, if you haven't seen it, Caitlin has been celebrated as one of the league's biggest rising stars, and rightfully so. But Johnson has some sharp critiques about how the WNBA handles its stars, its representation, and also had something to say about Caitlin Clark winning or being awarded the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. And if you have not seen it, let's go ahead and run that beautiful Bing footage.
It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest. I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have. And I think right now, it is time for that to happen. So last night, we read Time magazine, where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have. Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings. And so now you're starting to hear stories of racism within the WNBA. And
Now, we always heard stories of racism in the WNBA. Every time. Let me stop it there. And first of all, she made a statement. Rewind that a little bit. What she said? That Caitlin Clark should not have been singled out as the Time Magazine Player of the Year. Play that again.
we read Time Magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings. And so now you're starting to hear stories of racism within the WNBA, and I don't want to hear that. We have got to operate and become stronger as a league and respect everybody that's playing and their talents.
You mentioned Time Magazine.
Yes.
And Caitlin.
Now, I'm going to let them cook. I'm going to let her continue on. But I just want you guys to hear what she said. And we're going to play a little bit later. I'm going to come back and give my commentary a little bit. But I guess I want you guys to hear what she said. Caitlin Clark should not have been represented as the Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. The whole entire league, it should have been multiple players represented as the Time. Caitlin Clark should not have been the Time Magazine. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you how asinine and how ridiculous that sounds. And once again, let it go. Keep going.
Clark has made a point of using that moment to say we need to celebrate the black players in the WNBA and what they have done, and credits them for being so much the foundation of the success of the league. How important is that if it shouldn't have to be the case?
Yeah, she shouldn't have had to say that, but I applaud her for saying it. We cannot continue to operate because this division of racism is going to tear us apart.
Kathy Engelbert was criticised, wasn't she, for not being firmer in her condemnation of the racist abuse online suffered by the players. What was your reaction to how she dealt with that?
Y'all listen to this closely. Now, she said, hey, I was appreciative that she said that, but there's no way that she should have been. We could not make this up. We could not make this up. Go ahead. Play video.
No, I didn't want to think about it too much, but I think the players were right. She admitted that she made a mistake in the way she phrased it, and I just think she could have been a little bit more diplomatic and understanding of what the landscape of what's happening out there. Because the WNBA is at an inflection point where we're starting to really go up.
Now, why are they starting to go up? Listen, put the camera on me, right? Why are they starting to go up? Are they going up because it's growing and booming? Are they going up because all the players are now starting to get recognized as being great players? Or are they going up because of, one, Caitlin Elizabeth Clark? Let's go back to it. Let's finish it up. Go ahead. Finish it. Go back.
It's just the structure of the way media
Online suffered by the players.
much, but I think the players were right. She admitted that she made a mistake in the way she phrased it, and I just think she could have been a little bit more diplomatic and understanding of what the landscape of what's happening out there. Because the WNBA is at an inflection point where we're starting to really go up. And I don't want us to lose that momentum. What is happening now is perfect. But as I've also told many, many of our players, I said, this is just the canary in the coal mine. We have got to be careful because we're now entering into a new political climate. We do not want to draw attention to ourselves in a negative way, to have anybody use it as ammunition against us as athletes.
How do you do that? What are your players saying to you about what they want to see happen?
we all need to sit down. And I think our leadership with our commissioner, she needs to sit down and even bring a psychologist in, I don't know.
Oh,
But
God.
talk to the players and how we resolve the issues that we're going through. Because not only what's going through with the WNBA, it's happening in society as well. We're seeing it more and more. From the Karens that you see on social media.
Oh, did she really say the
This has got to
Karens?
stop. We need to have a healthier America. And more than anything, I want to have a very healthy league. It has taken the WNBA almost 28 years to get.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's get this together, and let's go ahead and legitimately have this conversation that we're having right now. And for some reason, my screen just froze. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure out why my screen is freezing. Why is my screen freezing? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's go ahead, because I think it's important that we really bring some type of context to the conversation. And also we have to be real. We have to tell the truth about certain things that we're seeing, certain things that we're hearing. We have to be honest about what it is. And let me start by saying this. We tried to tell people a while ago that when we're talking about the WNBA, and I hate to say we told you so. No, I don't. I love saying I told you so. I can't hate. I love saying I told you so. And I'm gonna tell you why I love saying I told you so. The reason I love saying I told you so, because it validates. It gives validation of what we're really trying to do. Now, listen what happened. Now, when we taught last video, if you haven't seen my last video, go make sure you watch my last video that we did the day before yesterday, right? And we talked about Caitlin Clark during the Time magazine and coming out and talking about her white privilege. And we talked about how that was a mistake. And we said, yo, that was a problem. That's problematic. That's a mistake. We a lot of us, especially us that are true Caitlin Clark fans, we really attested to Caitlin just kind of learning what she needs to do and just kind of causing up to being young, right? Being young, being 22, having a lot of peer pressure on her, having to deal with a lot of things that she probably shouldn't have to deal with, but having to deal with those things, and the comment section is going crazy. Y'all keep it going. I'm gonna read a couple of them. And having to deal with some of the things that she probably shouldn't have had to deal with, but she had to deal with it. But this is what I said. Yes, this is what I said. I said Caitlin Clark should have said it because the reason why we as Caitlin Clark fans, a lot of Caitlin Clark fans were upset was because we spent majority of the last 2 to 3 years, and especially this year in the WNBA, telling people that it's not about Caitlin's race, it's about Caitlin's ability. It's about Caitlin's playing ability, being able to ball. Last video, I talked about it a lot. Being able to ball consistently, being able to shoot the basketball, being able to play at an outstanding rate. We brought up the fact that there have been other white players, but none has been as polarizing, none has been as infamous, none has been as popular, none has been as a conversation starter like Caitlin Clark is. None. And we tried to tell people, hey, it's not because she's white, it's because it's something special about her. Now, and we brought a little bit of mentions and say, hey, it was ironic and it was kind of interesting that you had this little white young lady out there busting these black young ladies' tails. That was interesting. It was kind of interesting, right? It was interesting when we saw Caitlin Clark and Iowa go against the juggernaut of South Carolina and bust their tail wide open with 41-86. That was interesting. And knocking the undefeated South Carolina Dawn Staley dynasty off his pedestal. Oh, we thought it was fantastic that we had this young lady that went for 30 against the juggernaut LSU, even though they came up short, went against LSU and went for 30. We was like, yo, that's very interesting. But we did not want to placated and just put all our eggs in one basket and say, oh, it's just because she's white that everybody's interested. When you do that, then you start neglecting the fact that she's an amazing scorer, an amazing passer, an amazing person, an amazing all-around basketball player who can ball. You start to neglect, and that's why a lot of Caitlin Clark fans, a lot of Caitlin Clark stands, a lot of Caitlin Clark supporters, a lot of people were upset when she talked about her white privilege, because that's all the media wanted to say. Is the only reason that people were watching and engaged was because she was white. Nonetheless, over the years, the most popular players in basketball, all of them have been African American, so much, other than maybe Magic Johnson. But Michael Jordan, LeBron James are always consistently talked about in the media, and both of those guys are black. Are they black, Josh? Yeah, they both are black.
Yeah, I'm black too.
Yeah, we're black too. I'm a black man too.
Me too.
But we can appreciate the balling. We can appreciate the skill of a basketball player, not looking at the color of their skin. So here we have Caitlin Clark. Oh my God. Here we have Caitlin Clark, and so many people are making excuses to why she's popular. The left, the WNBA, I started to call it the dump, but I can't take my man's thing. I be watching, he be cracking me up when he talk about the dump. The WNBA has legitimately had an issue over the years, not because of black women, but because they consistently put their narrative and their agenda above the sport. And once again, after the whole Time magazine situation, many of us came, I'm going to play Scott Jennings in a little bit, and what Scott said on CNN, many of us came and said, Caitlin, understand this. It does not matter what you say. One thing I know, I grew up with black women. I'm married to a black woman. My mama was a black woman. My sister's a black woman. My niece is a black woman. I've dealt with black women my entire life. One thing I know about the sisters, when they don't like you, they don't like you. When they don't mess with you, they don't mess with you. And the liberal media for the last 2 days have been up and pressing around that, yeah, she admitted that she got white privilege. All the right wingers are wrong. All the Caitlin Clark that's been saying, hey man, y'all been unfairly treating Caitlin Clark. Y'all been racist towards Caitlin Clark. Y'all been showing bias towards her, and y'all consistently be trying to demean her because of her race. And we don't want to talk about her race. Let's talk about the fact that she can ball. All of them say, oh, now we're validated because Caitlin admitted that she had white privilege. And we all knew. We was like, man, that's just Caitlin being Caitlin. Caitlin being a fantastic person. Oh, I saw Jamel Hill. I saw Roland Martin. I saw all of them. They was dancing and cascading. Oh, she admitted she had white privilege. We told y'all were wrong. And we was looking at y'all like, no, we were right. We're right. And Caitlin admitted something that she's always said. She always said her favorite player was a black player, Maya Moore. She always said that she loved the league and she appreciated the league, a league that's 70% black. She always said that, there were others that paved the way for her to be able to. She's always said the right thing. But it was never enough. And now we have a WNBA owner, Sheila Johnson, a black co-owner, sit up there and say, man, forget everything that Caitlin Clark did. Forget that she broke the record of assists. She had one of the most three-pointers. She had one of the most successful rookie seasons. Took a team that went for the #1 draft pick and took them into the playoffs. Had them in the 6th seed in the playoff. She took a team. All the things that she did, just alleviate all that. There's no way. The fact that she was the woman of the year in women's basketball, we're just going to discount that. The fact that she's the rookie of the year in the WNBA, we're just going to discount that. The fact that she brought all these millions of viewers and attention to a women's league and the things that she's doing for women's sport, we'll just discount that and say, hey, yeah, she did that. But hey, let's go back and revisit history. It's not just about her. It's about the whole WNBA. And that's what we've been saying the whole year. We was like, listen, if Caitlin Clark isn't in the WNBA this year, you guys are not catching it. If Caitlin Clark is not in the WNBA this year, nobody's caring. You're still an obsolete league. They had 840,000 viewers in the NBA Finals last year. 840, I think it's 844,000 and some change. 844,000 viewers in the NBA Finals last year, right? 844,000 viewers in the finals. Let me tell you who they had on the court. They had Aja Wilson. They had Kelsey Plum. They had Chelsea Gray. On the other side, they had Sabrina Ionescu, and they had Brianna Stewart. They had 5 of the top WNBA players in the league, Olympians, and they can only get 840,000 viewers in the finals, with New York being in the finals. This year, they could barely graze 1 million viewers, and you had New York, which is the one of the media capitals of the world, in the final, and they can only get 1 million viewers. And we're looking at you guys like, what are you talking about? Stop playing with us. The only reason that the WNBA has popularity, let the record show, is the millions of views that Caitlin Clark brought in. Now we have, oh man, y'all rock with me. It's gonna be crazy. This show's gonna be crazy. Cause I'm gonna break down some stuff. Now we have Sheila Johnson, co-founder of BET. Now let's do some history of Sheila Johnson. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all some wokeness. If y'all want to talk about wokeness in the situation, let's do some history of Sheila Johnson. Now, I want to read this because I don't want you guys thinking I'm fabricating anything. You know how y'all be. Y'all like, hey, making up stuff. He up here just talking about stuff. No. Let's talk about how Sheila Johnson got to where she is. Now, she supposedly is, I think she's worth $850 million, maybe even a billionaire. Now, I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys this. Y'all got to read it. Y'all not going to believe this. And then you can kind of understand what we're talking about. Because I was thinking like, no, Sheila Johnson is a black woman. She's a successful businesswoman. She's into businesses. She's into 3 businesses. She's one of the few, I think she's the only black female that has stock in 3 different sports organizations, the Washington Capitals, the Washington Wizards, and the Washington Mystics. And also I said the Washington, but the Capitals, the Mystics, and the Wizards. Now 2 of those are poorly ran and horrible organizations, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. Right? Now, the Capitals, now the evaluation, and she's talking about the league growing, the evaluation of the league is only $80 million. It's $1.6 billion. $1.6 billion. The valuation of her team is only $80 million. $1.6 billion. Now, we just found out this a couple of weeks ago that the Cowboys' evaluation is $10 billion by themselves. The evaluation of the entire WNBA is $1.6 billion. We'll stop right there. Now, one of the teams that she has a stake in, the Capitals, their valuation is what, 2.1, I think it is? 2.1 billion? The valuation of the entire WNBA is $1.6 billion. And they've been open for 20 years, 20 plus years. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about this lady that we have here. This young lady, Sheila Johnson. I was like, why are they interviewing her? I don't, hey, you got to do your research. And I was like, Sheila Johnson. And then I saw somebody say co-founder of BET. I was like, but wait a minute, the founder of BET was Bob Johnson. I was like, this is Bob Johnson. But let's see how she gets some money, right? Let's see how she gets. And she, at 33 years, 1910, Sheila Johnson was married to Robert L. Johnson. Together they founded the entertainment network BET. They sold the company to Viacom in 1999. They had 2 children, right? Now, mind you, when she met Bob Johnson was already lobbying, according to Yahoo Sports. Bob Johnson was already lobbying for TV stations while she was teaching music and writing music books. But she co-founded BET. Okay. We can do it. All right. Now, I want to read this because y'all don't understand how crazy this is. Now, her and Bob Johnson gets married. And let me set it up, then I read the part because I want to read it verbatim because I want y'all saying I'm making up anything. All right? Her and Bob Johnson gets married. She's teaching music. Bob Johnson is doing TV. He's out here doing television, right? Because you got to understand a person's thought process before you can understand why they say what they say and what they did. Oh my God, this is like crazy journalism. So listen, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for taking time to talk to the King Joe Show. Let's get into it. Now, Sheila Johnson here marries Bob Johnson. I think it was in 1969. 1969. So she's old. She's old. 1969. I think she's not that old. She's like 70 something. All right. So 1969. They stayed married in 2002. Now Bob Johnson got out and started BET, and when he started BET, he only started BET, if I'm not mistaken, that was in 85, 84, 85. It didn't make a profit to 91. 91, it made a profit. In 2001, Bob Johnson sold his rights to shares to BET to Viacom for $3 billion. Boy, y'all gotta rock with me on this. Y'all gotta rock with me. Y'all not gonna believe this. This is 2001. So he sells BET to Viacom for $3 million. He gets $1 million out the sale, because everything else, other people gotta get paid and stuff. He gets $1 million out the sale. In 2002, listen, this is what she said. Now, mind you, she didn't start BET. She was watching the kids, but then she came back and she said, listen, Sheila Johnson said to herself, it's a shame of what BET has become. I don't watch it. I suggest to my kids, they don't watch it, she said. When we started BET, it was going to be Ebony Magazine on television. We had public affairs programs. We had news. I had a show called Teen Summit. We had a lot of variety program, but the problem is that then the video revolution started. And then something started happening. I didn't like it at all. I remember during those days, we would sit up and watch these videos and decide which ones we were going on and which ones were not. We got a lot of backlash, and we had to start showing them. I didn't like it. The way women were being portrayed in these videos. That's what she said. She didn't like the way women were being portrayed, so she did something about it because she co-founded BET. I'm pretty sure I've always heard Bob Johnson co-founded BET. I never heard it. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, all right, need to handle that. Now, mind you, in 2001, I know we're going to get to Caitlyn, but we got to tell you who the type of people that we're dealing with here. In 2001, Bob Johnson gets $1 billion. He gets $1 billion from Viacom. Now, remember I told you that they were married 33 years. In 2002, she divorces Bob Johnson. Right? And from the divorce, she, after her divorce with Robert L. Johnson in 2002, she's estimated worth about $670 million. Now, mind you, he got $1 billion. Now, I heard the original, I did my research on this. I heard the original, she got about 400 million, something like that. But 670 million. In 2009, Forbes magazine estimated her net worth to be about 400 million. In 2017, Justin's net worth was placed at 750 million. Now, this is what you guys got to understand. This is what you got. Now, in 2002, she divorced her husband and got the selling for $400 million. Estimated now would be $670 million. She goes on to marry. Listen to this. I cannot make this up. She goes on to marry Arlington County Circuit Court Chief Judge William T. Newman. And I was like, okay, cool. All right. Whatever. She married a judge. That's dope. That's fine. She got money. That makes sense. And then I kept reading. Now, this is according to Wikipedia. They said she married. This is multiple choice. Yahoo, Wikipedia. She married Chief Justice William T. Newman, who presided over her 2002 divorce case. Wait a minute. I was like, what? She married the judge that presided over her, that awarded her the, what? And then I started to understand, okay, I understand now. Yeah, I understand. I get it. Then I start understanding why she said what she said. Why it didn't make a lot of sense. Why it wasn't, it didn't flow. Why was it cohesive? Start understanding. I was like, oh, she don't know business that well. She does music, not business. That's music, not business. She does music, not business. But I know she helped build BET and all that stuff. Yeah. I got you. She stayed with the kids. She got what to do, have their man's 30s. But then I started saying, okay, all right. Now, I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm on my way. Not a billionaire yet. I'm on the way. I'm okay. I'm comfortable. I'm there. Dare I say I'm not as accomplished as Miss Johnson. But just sitting back and as a person that's worked in marketing, a person that's worked in production and broadcasting for years, I do know this. If a player of your league receives an award as elite and eloquent and as important as the Times Athlete of the Year, that's good for the entire league. If a player gets the publicity, because being the Time Athlete of the Year is close, in the athletic world, is close to getting the Nobel Peace Prize. It's a huge accolade. A huge accolade. It means that they're not just impactful on the court, but they're impactful off the court. And dare I say, no one has been, oh boy, it's quiet out there. And hey, liberal media is quiet right there. They're like, man, why you had to tell that lady business like that? I understand. I wouldn't want nobody to know that either. But when you see that, you understand that if Caitlin Clark is not the reason your league is growing expeditiously, then we already know the problem is. And I've been telling you guys since I started doing this broadcast. Thank you guys, man. The numbers are fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I want to say thank you to everyone for your time. Numbers are amazing. Thank you, guys. If Caitlin Clark is what Stephen A. says, the rising tide that lifts all boats. Thank you on X, thank you on Twitter, thank you on Facebook, man. Thank you, guys. It's the rising tide that lifts all boats. You gotta learn how to ride the wave, baby. You gotta learn how to ride the wave. And what you did was you just got on national television. I could not believe it. And you disrespected and demeaned and said that the organization, the Time board, or whoever made the decision to award Caitlin Clark made the wrong decision and should have given it to everybody. And what amazes me is, Miss Johnson, you came right back and said, hey, we don't want to make it about race, but you made it about race. And this is what all of us have been trying to say. If everybody, this isn't a participation trophy. This is why a lot of people are turned off by the WNBA. You guys consistently put your agenda before the sport. And a lot of times when people, let me educate you on something. A lot of times when people are watching sports, that's why the NBA is struggling right now. Right? That's how the NBA numbers aren't where they're supposed to be. I heard that their numbers are doing atrocious right now. anytime you start putting the agenda and other issues before the sport starts struggling. You know why? Because for a lot of people, when I watch the NBA, when I watch the WNBA, when I watch football, when I watch soccer, national soccer, when I watch Major League Baseball, when I watch WCW or WCW, oh, geez, I took it all the way back. When I watch WWE or All Elite, when we watch those things are escapes. That's why I separate my politics from sports, because some people want to escape from and sports often has its own politics. Y'all want to know one of the biggest political situations that's gonna come to a head tonight? The Heisman. Is it gonna be Travis Hunter? Or is it going to be the running back? Those are the politics we talk. The politics is the 49er that wouldn't go back out there on the team. But it's about the sport. What's the guy from San Francisco that wouldn't run on the team? Wouldn't go out there and play with the 49ers? He might not be a part of the, what's his name? Hold on, let me look him up real quick. The guy that wouldn't run on the field. Let me look up at Campbell. Nobody cared that he was black and white. Nobody. They said, hey, he let us down. The black player said he let us down. The white player said he let us down. The Hispanic player said he let us down. Nobody cares that he's black and white. They're like, yo, he quit on the team. But that could be the WNBA. The media, and listen, I got left friends, I got right friends. I got woke and I got sleep friends. I got them all, right? I got viewers that are woke. I got viewers that are asleep. I got viewers that agree with what I say. I got viewers that disagree with what I say. But y'all got to understand, King gonna shoot it straight down the middle. I got black people that watch me. I got white people. I got Hispanic. My audience is broad. And I understand that. So I try to appeal to everyone. I don't want to niche myself. You know why? Because when you niche yourself in business, you put a cap on the amount of profit you can make. Most niche businesses want to get to a point where they can expand and cross over. The WNBA has not learned that. Let's go to a new video. Let's go to another video. I want y'all to see. And we said, listen, and a lot of Caitlin Clark supporters, I want to play, let's play the Scott Jennings one first. Let's go Scott Jennings. We're going to play the Scott Jennings one first. I want y'all to hear the Scott Jennings conversation that they had with Scott Jennings. And then that's going to lead me to what Scott Jennings said. And I said it also. We also said it, but I want to play the Scott Jennings situation. Let's play what Scott Jennings said. This is Scott Jennings. And this is what Scott Jennings said about the Caitlin Clark and white privilege.
Why is she being bullied?
Why is that wrong?
Why is she being bullied for acknowledging something that's smart, truth, and factual?
Now, before we get there, this is what the left does so well too, though. The left tries to get you to sit, and it's not just left, this is politics, everybody does it. So everyone tries to get you to sit there and try to, they throw rocks and then they try to hide the hand and say, ooh, they doing it. Why did it, like, they bully Caitlin Clark all year long. Dejanay. Oh, she has the privilege. Everybody don't have a privilege to not speak on things. Asia Wilson was watching a college player play and said she's dope, but she got white privilege. And had Kelsey Plum like, I guess, yeah, if you say so. We saw this girl get beat on a consistent. They were hazing. I admit, they definitely were hazing. They were hazing. I know what hazing is. They definitely were hazing. They were hazing. But we saw Caitlin Clark get beat up on a consistent, not get called by referees. And every time that she had an accomplishment, you know what the media tried to say? Oh, Caitlin Clark did great. But Angel Reese. Oh, Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. We love what she's doing to the league. But these black women, and they try to throw it now like we bullied her fans, her supporters are saying, they're trying to say, well, why did the fans and supporters say that they bullied her to make these statements? Because you guys have been egging and asking for the statement all year long. She made the statement. Y'all remember what Dejanay said? What Caitlin got up and made the statement? Caitlin got up and said, hey, she said, listen, anyone that uses my name for racism or anything like that or any type of sexism, I do not condone. And she did all that. She denounced it. It wasn't enough. And what we're trying to say is, even in this, listen to my man Scott break down, even in this, they still don't think it's enough. Go ahead, Scott, talk to him.
Well, a couple things. Number one, whether you're an athlete or anyone else, if I hear you use the phrase "my truth," I immediately then discount everything else you say because there isn't my truth or your truth. There's just the truth. And when you start using phrases like that, it tells me that
not true.
Your brain has been captured by something that I don't really respect.
That's not true.
Number two.
That's not true.
Number two. The attention the league got this year was amazing, and it was all because of her. She is an amazing player.
Talk.
The arenas were full when she played in them. The TV ratings were up when she was on television. That's undeniable. But the league still lost like $40 million this year. And it's never made money. And to me, when you're talking about...
Wait, that's something important that Scott just dropped on the gym and she couldn't argue with. Now, y'all know who we're dealing with over here now. We're dealing with Miss I'm the spokesperson for black women over here. Y'all know he just hit hard when he said what King been saying for years. They've never made a profit. Everybody keeps talking about this business that black women made. They never made a profit. It's actually kind of a diss. If I'm in business for 30 years, right, and I never make a profit, what y'all gonna tell me? Katie, you might need to find something else to do. Listen to it. I want you to pay attention to what was being said. Go ahead, Scott.
About respecting people who built something. What did they build? Was money every year? She has the capacity.
What do you mean, what did they build? What do you mean, what did they build?
What did they build of
The
influence?
reason why it's still up and still running, whether it's losing money or not, is because of these black women who are in this.
Wasn't it because of the investors?
No.
She's lying. It's not because of the black women. The reason the league is still going is because of the NBA. Two reasons. The NBA, and it's a write-off. For people like Miss Sheila Johnson, that's a write-off. I don't know any business that's lost. I ain't gonna say that. If you have a business that's losing every year, you're only staying open if your investors are saying, okay, cool, we're gonna compete, keep putting money, we're gonna keep investing. Eventually, it's gonna switch. And I understand. Listen, Miss Johnson is brilliant, and I understand what she was doing. When we talk about, I think keep working, Scott. You cooking?
No, Scott, stop it. Stop it now.
It's not. I was in Dickie's arena.
Who pays for it?
I was in Dickie's arena. Let me just tell you.
It says more about the people who are getting offended by it than her.
I think they're just disappointed that she appears to have been captured by the woke mob.
You don't like
Hey, I heard another video player say this. If you want to see people lose their mind off the left, call them woke. And this is the crazy thing about that. They created the term. The terminology was something that they used as a term in their endowment. Listen, I'm a black man, I know. Black Twitter was the one that created the term woke. That's a black term. It's not a white term. I just want to let y'all know that. Just to let y'all know. Black people came up with the term, using it as it is now, we're woke. We're not sleep, we're woke. Right? And they got it from, what's the movie, Get Out. It got real popular when the movie Get Out. That's when the term got real popular. Now they offended when you say, hey, you had to woke. Because what we found out was, it was a terminology of it wasn't endearment. It's a terminology that ended up being something that of ignorance. That's my opinion. Go ahead, Scott.
Let him articulate this, because I want to learn something.
I feel a little bad for her because she's going to learn that it will never be enough, no matter how much of the
This is where we want to get to.
No matter how much of the groveling you do, it will never be enough for the people in that league that hate her guts.
Why do you assume
they hate her guts?
Why do you assume that she is trying to pander? Isn't it also...
Because I hear the language. It's the language of the pander. I hear the phrase white privilege. Sports is the one place where nobody on the field has any privilege at all. She doesn't get extra points when she shoots because she's white. She gets the same number of points as anybody else. Sports is the great equalizer.
And if anything, Caitlin had more flagrant fouls than anyone else in the league. Probably had more missed fouls, not called, than anyone else in the league. Had got blitzed more than anyone else in the league. So please tell me where the white privilege came in at. Cook.
And it just felt like to a lot of people that she was groveling for no reason because she is an amazing player who deserves all the accolades she's getting right now for doing what she's doing for women's basketball.
All right,
Right? So I want to show you. And the thing that one of the main things that he said, I want to rewind and tell you one of the main things that he said. And they could not believe it because they were
because she's white. She gets the same number of points as anybody.
Not trying to pander. Isn't it
because
also...
I hear the language. It's the language of the pander. No matter how much of the groveling you do, it will never be enough for the people in that league that hate her guts.
It will never be enough for the people in the league that hate her guts. Let's fast forward to none other than our favorite person to talk Caitlin Clark, Miss Double S herself, Sheryl Swoopes, when she was asked about Caitlin and what she said about black women. Because I said, listen, if they don't rock with you, it's hard. It takes Jesus for them to rock with you. And a lot of these people in this league don't know Jesus like that. But that's okay. If they don't rock with you, it has to take some type of spiritual enlightenment, some type of placating for them to be able to rock with. Listen. We want to go to Sheryl Swoopes, and this is on the Gilbert Arenas podcast. This is what Sheryl Swoopes had to say about Caitlin acknowledging her white privilege. Here's what Sheryl Swoopes had to say.
Sure, we hear that thoughts on Caitlin Clark saying she wants to use her platform to elevate black women in the WNBA. Have been instrumental, obviously, in building that league to what it is.
Don't talk too loud, Sheryl.
I mean, I guess that says it all, but what kind of position is Clark in? Is it a...
That says it all. Don't speak too loud, Sheryl Swoopes. Don't talk too loud. No, don't talk too much. And I got another one. We got another one. And we're going to play that. Hold on. Let me talk to him for a second. Let me talk to him. Don't speak too loud, Sheryl Swoopes. And us on the right, we're just overreacting. We're just, we're just making up stuff. We don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, we don't know what we're talking about. No way that it doesn't matter what she does, guys, and that's what we've been trying to tell you guys from the beginning. It doesn't matter what Caitlin does. Doesn't. Doesn't matter. Somebody said she didn't even think her fans. That's crazy. It's all right. We know Caitlin. Caitlin, before she left, she gave a whole video thanking her fans and her supporters. Her and the Fever. We're just trying to tell Caitlyn, like, listen, Caitlyn, be careful. We know you got a good heart. We know it's big. Just be careful. Because there's some wolves out there. And what they're looking to do is they want to prosper off of your popularity. It doesn't matter how she denounces racism. It doesn't matter. Caitlin Clark can go and become a member of the NAACP. It won't be enough. It won't be enough. They don't like her. And Caitlin, what you have to understand is this. You're Adam, but you have the sword on. You're Adam, but you have the sword. You have the power of Grayskull. At any time, you can turn to He-Man. And they know that. That's why they're trying to dim your star. I say this all the time. A lot of times people hate on other people because they're jealous or they don't want they don't want them to outshine them. So they find things to try to dim their star. They find things to try to put you down. And they can't sit there and say Caitlyn is out here, wilding out. She ain't out here thirst trapping like Goose. They can't say that she's out here acting crazy. Now it's possible. She's 22, so I mean, we all did some wild stuff when we was in those ages. It's possible. But for the most part, she's been a model citizen that we know of. And we don't see her on every podcast. And I asked the question, we asked a legitimate question last episode. We asked how many of the WNBA players told her congratulations. How many of the WNBA players shared the Time magazine cover and said, hey, this represents us? I actually seen some say she should have been to it. I'm glad she finally got to it. We got to ask real questions, qualify. Because we looked on the platforms. I was like, well, I just Asia Wilson say, congratulations. She showed about the difference between racism. I ain't sure her say congratulations. On a feat and an honor. It was crazy because the liberal media they was giddy. They was giddy. But this is the thing, man. Y'all got it only lasted for a while because mistakes that be made. All you have to do is be quiet. But nah, the truth eventually. That's what Scott was telling them, man. Anytime somebody starts talking about my truth, and I've been saying this for years, anytime you say, I don't care about your truth. I want the truth. It's the truth that will set you free. Not your truth. Because you got some people saying that, their truth is they were. Nah, hush, King. I don't want to get my video. I don't want to get my video turned. But this is what happens. This is what happens. Let's go to the comment section. How do you guys feel about this? Sheila Johnson saying that it shouldn't have just been Caitlyn, it should have been all the players. And I tried to tell y'all from the get-go, the issue is this. The problem is this. The WNBA will not be successful until they get new leadership. New leadership. Every now and then, the old guard pop their heads out and say something ridiculous, and you realize, okay, this is why I don't make any money. An owner of a team gets out and says, oh, it shouldn't be Caitlin Clark, it should be everybody. This is the response this is Christine Brennan and her response to what Sheila Johnson said on CNN. Play that.
very well.
Fans or analysts, it's Time's decision.
You know, Laura, I am a big fan of Sheila Johnson. I know Sheila very well. She is a great role model, leader, owner, a terrific, successful, wonderful person. I have no idea why she said what she said.
It doesn't make sense.
It is of course, the player, the athlete.
It doesn't make sense. I've been saying all that. I said it didn't even make sense why she said that. It's a horrible business decision. Anytime you have anybody that gets an award like that, it just does not make sense. I have no idea. I thought I was the only person that's like, why is she even saying this? It makes no sense. You got what you wanted. Some people can't handle success. Go ahead.
A terrific, successful, wonderful person. I have no idea why she said what she said. It is of course, the player, the athlete of the year, and it's not the league of the year or the team of the year.
It did not make sense. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense.
Caitlin Clark deserves that. There's no doubt that Caitlin Clark, the impact that she had on the league was extraordinary. The TV ratings, the attendance, the sellouts, even Sheila Johnson's own team, the Washington Mystics, moved their 2 Indiana Fever games from the 4,200-seat arena to the 20,000-seat arena, and in September had the biggest crowd in WNBA history because of Caitlin Clark. And Sheila Johnson knows that.
They do not care because they care more about their agenda than they care about the success of the league. They care more about their narrative than the success of the league. That's why we're sitting there saying, that's why we're sitting here having the same exasperated look that we had during the Olympics. Like, what are you trying to grow the league or no? That's why we had to say it. We just look at it. We don't understand. We don't understand. It did not make sense. It made no sense whatsoever. No, but this is the people that they have in charge. These are the people, listen to me, these are the people that they have in charge. Maybe a little bigger. All right? These are the people that they have in charge. These are the ladies that they have in charge. And I've been telling y'all since Caitlin Clark got it, before she got in the league, I said, yo, the WNBA is trash. They're like, why you say that? I'm like, they trash, man. The WNBA is trash. Not the players, but the people that represent and run it. They have no business. I'm talking about 0% business savvy. And she's a billionaire. Until you find out how she got her billions. They're gonna say, oh, but she started her own hotel chain. And listen, man. It didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to anybody else that has common sense. Play it out.
History because of Caitlin Clark. And Sheila Johnson knows that. I understand, as I've covered this story and continue to write it and work on it in the book, I understand the issues. And I understand the issue she's getting at. But why she chose that, where Caitlin has these great answers in the Time magazine piece, she talks about her adoration for and respect for the role models of Black women, the 70% Black League. She grew up idolizing Maya Moore.
It doesn't matter. It's not enough. Trying to tell y'all last video, it's not enough. They don't rock with her. They don't rock with her. It's either, that's why we kept saying it's jealousy. That's why we kept saying it's jealousy and hatred. Because she's doing all the right things. She's saying all the right things. She's trying her best to grow the league. And they keep fighting against. Some people cannot handle success. Everybody can't go when you reach your goal. When you go for your goals, sometimes you got to prune. You got to cut some stuff off because everybody can't go. Everybody won't make it. Go ahead.
With the Minnesota Lynx. As a girl, she went up there and watched her play and got a chance to hug her when she was a little kid. Talks about Maya Moore all the time. Caitlin has been nothing but great on this issue of the black women who have made the WNBA
over and over again.
She actually talks about, in part, and people don't also agree with that, what you said, that they think she's been gracious throughout. Some people really criticize her as perhaps disingenuous about that, or that she was out of touch initially and did not have the right statements to make. But then there was the comment she made that I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. She goes on to talk about this very notion. Megyn Kelly called those comments condescending and fake. And then you had this moment from Sheryl Swoopes.
Sure, when you hear that, thoughts on Caitlin Clark saying she wants to use her platform to elevate black women in the WNBA have been instrumental, obviously, in building that league to what it is. Okay.
They don't care, ladies and gentlemen. They don't care. They're looking for any excuse to be the victim. They're looking for any excuse. And I told you last video, when it comes to us, those of us that are truly, truly, truly heartfelt, we don't want an advantage. We want equality. We want an opportunity. And it does not matter what Caitlin does or says. There are going to be a sector in the WNBA that will not ingratiate themselves with her. Oh, they'll use her to get popularity. They'll do like Stephanie Johnson, and they'll use her to sell out their arena and make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but won't sit there and give her the prop that she deserves. It's the type of people that we're dealing with. And this is what Caitlin Clark fans, this is what a lot of conservatives, this is what a lot of right-wingers were trying to say, is to say, hey, this is Scott Jennings said it. This is what King Joe said. This is what other people have been saying all the time. Listen, certain people are only looking for excuses. They're not looking for solutions. And a lot of times, I'm telling you, I'm being real with you guys. A lot of times, what Caitlin Clark represents is a spotlight on the impotence of the WNBA. Its its leadership, and in some instances, also its players. And what it is it's a form of bullying through the media to try to say, hey, or in the league to say either fit in or get out. And Caitlin Clark loves the league enough, loves the WNBA enough. And you got to understand, I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of these players don't really love the WNBA like that. They could care less. Listen, half the jokers right now across seas playing making more money. Well, Gabby told you. Was it Gabby? No, I was going to say Gabby Douglas. I forgot her name. Well, Gabby, the Olympian. She told her, she said, man, WNBA players is pennies. We can make more money going pay. They said, you going to come back and play for Seattle? And like, nah, probably not. WNBA, she's trying to tell you, it's a trash organization. It's a trash organization. It's a trash league. We can go across season make more money. I heard that Alyssa Smith is over there balling. Like, putting her best effort. She's making more money. They can't wait to go across seas. They're making more money. They don't care about the WNBA. That's why they started a new league in January. Unrivaled. But wait a minute. If you was about your league and love your league, you say, hey, we need to get more games. I've never heard somebody say, well, to promote our league better, we need to start another league. That ain't about the WNBA. That's about their money in pockets. That guy where they can get ownership. I ain't mad. I mean, it is what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. Williams, that's right. Yeah, Gabby Williams. Gabby Williams told you. She said, this league is trash. She's like, man, listen, I can make more money playing somewhere else than playing here. All the people that's scared to go play across seas is the ones that want to do drugs and bring it in the airport. You know what I'm saying? They like, I don't know if I want to go. You know what I'm saying? Last time I got incarcerated. But the rest of these girls, they be ready for the NBA, the WNBA. Some of them couldn't even wait till the season and they was already across seas. As soon as they tell you got eliminated from contention, they was across seas. I saw Kennedy Carter going up there and she was it China or somewhere like that? She was out there balling. I was like, oh, okay. They don't care about the league. It doesn't pay them enough. It does not pay them enough. Cooper DeJean, that's hilarious. It doesn't pay enough. And this league, and listen, if you want to grow the league, the only reason that they own, and I'm gonna tell you, Stephanie Johnson, not as dumb as we think, right? The only reason she said, hey, we should have the whole league in there to be inclusive, just like she did. She used Caitlin Clark to move it to the Mystics to the NBA arena and make more money, and so that her team could get more notoriety. Her team can be a part of that picture, and they can do what? They can market it. But they don't understand that you have Caitlin Clark. You can market Caitlin, and the whole league goes up. They need to study Michael Jordan and what happened with the NBA with David Stern and Michael Jordan. They'll try to do the NBA with Larry Bird and Magic. It's a different time. You need to study what David Stern did with Michael. That's what you need to study. And we said last video, and Caitlin needs to study Michael. And understand, Republicans buy shoes too. And sometimes Republicans buy more shoes. Thank you guys so much. It's a good thing he's not popular. Dave, how you been, brother? Man, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for chilling. CJ, what's going on, bro? I appreciate you guys so much for taking time. He said she's gonna. I told her what's gonna really happen is it's gonna be a league, and they're gonna offer her. Who said they got $675 million? The baseball player got 15 years, $675 million. They're gonna offer her a contract she can't refuse, and it's gonna be life-changing money, like billions. Right? It's gonna be life-changing. It's gonna be hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions. And it's crazy. The one thing that baffles me in the closing. Let's close it out. One thing that baffles me in the closing is that we gotta play budget. Yeah, we'll play budget. One thing that baffles me in our closing is the fact that they have the golden ticket. They've seen other leagues make throw money at her and make offers. And the WNBA continues to trip over their own feet. And I think now some are starting to see it, and they start to say, wow. It doesn't make sense. And I'm glad there's a white woman up there that said that it wasn't just... Okay, Christine Brennan said it. I didn't say it. Like, I don't know what she was thinking. But that was one of the leaders. People were turning flips and having a great time. Once again, when ignorance pops its head up, Only take a little time. And everything you say be validated. It's not about their truth or his or her truth or even my truth. It's about the truth. All right. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you so much. If we do not count it as anything negative to your life, to hit the like and the subscribe button. I appreciate it. It helps the algorithm. It helps the channel. Also, you can look at some of the things that's going on in DaJour, our new clothing line that's finally dropped. Y'all make sure y'all get a chance. Y'all can go to DaJour Global and get the new DaJour sweatshirt. I appreciate you guys, man. I love you guys. Man, this is crazy. We've been at Talk More Sports. Listen, go for your goals. Don't let the negativity stop you. You're gonna make some mistakes sometimes. That's why we not really, like, we still love Caitlyn. There's some people that said they was done, and I understand it. But I'm still gonna stick with her. She made a mistake. And she'll learn from it. And she did. When she came back and did the next interview, she was a lot more wise with her wording. So she definitely learned her lesson. Fast learner. 22 years old. Des Moines, Iowa. 6 foot. 175. Caitlyn look like she's about 180, 185 now. Look like she put on some muscle. She put on some weight. We see you, Caitlyn. Look good up there. Had your little tan on. We saw you. For the mile an hour. #1 pick for the University of Iowa. Number 22. Rookie of the Year. All-time assist leader. Now, Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. We love you. We still with you. Queen Caitlyn Elizabeth Clark. We'll holler at you guys later. King Joe. Peace. Thank you. Welcome to America.
Big lights, big stars, big dreams, big cars, big truck. Yeah, we rolling real clean. Big job, big house, big home. Rolling kitty paint and it's sitting on chrome. It's the life that we live. Everybody trying to be a pimp. Stack paper, get your money long. Call us in city for the city we put on. Poor getting poor, richer getting richer. Middle class folk. They ain't in the picture. Get rich or die trying, that's the main goal. Blowing money fast, whatever goes, Lord knows. All I wanna be is successful. Lifestyle of the rich and famous. Some die in the game, some die shameless. Blameless, that's my word. Spread the good news, hope it be heard. Land of the free, home of the brave. Ain't none free, the price been paid. For fingers of the God, that's ludicrous. Real talk, homie, you irrelevant. But let me switch it back, get in focus. America, please take notice. Big lights, big stars, big dreams, big cars, big truck. Yeah, we rolling real clean. Big job, big house, big home. Rolling kitty paint, and it's sitting on chrome. It's the life that we live. Everybody trying to be a pimp. Stack paper, get your money long. Call us in city for the city we put on.
Thank you, sir. What's up, Stanky? Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody. Yo!
The iller, America provoke caterpillar. Speaking on the realer, at every given moment, anybody can be a killer. Thank God he's a forgiver, gracious deliverer, the Holy Ghost filler, who comes to be a siller. Purge like a liver, now we're flowing like a river to the heart of America to make the devil quiver. Wait the dead thriller, but not in vanilla. In the ring like a lead, but with Holy Ghost vigor with an extra clip of scripture. Squeezing on the trigger.
Steve Dave, I Google him.
Like Tigger, America, will ya take time to hear the word of the gospel?
I'm sorry, Dave, I Google him.
Get clearer what the devil don't.
Everybody heard it from Steve. Tell Steve I said what's up.
Big lights, big stars, big dreams.
JS, what's going on? Thank you for watching.
Yeah, we rolling real clean. Big job, big house, big home. Rolling kitty paint, and he sitting on chrome. It's the life that we live. Everybody trying to be a pimp. Stack paper, get your money long. Call us in city for the city we put on.
So God loved you so much that he sent his only begotten son. And all we want to do is just offer him to you. He's here to save you. Will you let him in your heart? Nikki, thank you for joining us. The next generation. VVS. CJ, what's up? Thank you guys. We'll holler at you guys soon. Y'all be blessed. Irvin Paul, what's going on? I'll let you guys soon. Peace.